Alright. Good day, everybody. I was looking for kind of a Sunday afternoon project, something to clean up. Something to give a little love to. It started when I purchased this from Facebook Marketplace. You see these on eBay in various conditions. Good ones go for a fair amount of money now. And I happened to see one locally for sale. I went and bought it. It obviously is not a Sunday afternoon job. You can see there's I got a little work to do. There's some serious problems here. So that's a project down the road. But when I met the guy to buy it, he had another radio, which he just gave me, and he also gave me some books, which were kind of interesting, that were like pricing antique objects and things like that. But anyway, the radio that he gave me was this. And this is a Juliette solid-state AC/DC 14 transistor radio. I don't really know that much about them. There's a little sticker right here that says Taiwan, so they're made in Taiwan. I tried to use Google to get some images for this kind of radio, and there's a bunch of them, but this particular model I didn't see. So it's a 60s radio, I assume, somewhere along the way. And I thought, well, you can see how, hopefully that shows up if I'm centered right. You can see kind of how dirty that is. It's very dirty here. I did pull this off, the tuning knob, just to see what it would look like cleaned up. And it cleaned up okay. So, and I cleaned a little spot down here just to see what it would look like. So, I'm going to go ahead and it does kind of work, sort of. We're going to get inside. Maybe we'll do that first. And the audio is not good. It's scratchy, and so we may take a look at that to begin with. It also has, if I can get this open up for me, please. Man. There we go. So it had a little, I heard something bumping around in there. It does have a little holder for battery. That was very dirty, and I went ahead and cleaned it up a little bit just to see how these things are going to clean up. Cleaned up just fine. So I don't see a little switch to go from AC to DC on this thing, but we'll play with that later. So anyway, I want to get out the screwdriver here and see if I can undo this. There's a little screw right here. Get this plastic out, and then we'll maybe squirt a little deoxit on there to see if that works. Okay. Oops. I'm in tight quarters here. Let's take this little screw out. I hope you can see this. I'm still working on my camera setup and all that sort of thing, so as time goes by we'll get a little better at how we set these things up. Alright, so there's a little plastic guard. It came out. I don't know if I'll clean that up or not. We'll see. So here is off on. I don't know if this camera autofocuses very well, so we're just going to give that a little squirt, and we'll just give it a quick test after that to see how it sounds. A little squirt of that just tends to kind of go everywhere. Well, that feels pretty good now. Let's just give that a little try. I've got my transformer, isolation transformer here. I don't really need it, I don't think, for this, but we'll use it anyway.
So pass, learn the real major keys to getting to school.com.
Yeah, before that would come on, it would basically there was no volume control. It was just loud. It was almost no sound, and you moved it a little bit, and you got full volume. So that's
up their White House visit with no breakthroughs reported. Standoff over funding for a border wall. Fox's Jared.
And I'll walk you through a big-time warming trend as well. I'm Fox 23 and News 102.3 KRNB Chief Meteorologist James Adelon. The president reacting to an op-ed by incoming.
Yeah, it's all politics. Yeah. All right. So it works pretty well. I'm getting a lot of stations here.
Got down my list. Could be a long time. It's too important to subject.
Okay. Where's the music? Where's the music? That's sports. Should be some sports in here somewhere.
And what a way to develop an impact in the first year of your program by having those.
All right. Okay. So much for that. So that seems to work fine. I don't think there's anything in here else in here I'm going to mess with. I'm just going to pretty this up, and I think that's going to be it. So let's look. Like I said, I pulled this off the tuning knob or tuning dial off earlier. So we're gonna have to find a little felt bit for that. I don't have any of those at the moment, and probably replace that. But we're gonna see what we can do to clean this up. This is just really, really, really dirty, and so is this. So, well, what I did to clean this, and I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but I just got Gojo and just caked this with Gojo and just rubbed my fingers over it. And for these little edges, I got a toothbrush and just went over these to clean out these little, and they didn't get completely clean. I might do it again to sort of clean out the little edges on the dial. And it was fine. So I may do the same thing. I may go through the same exercise for this little guy. And for the face of this, I think we'll try a little something else. But for the moment, let me go run and get my Gojo, and we'll do this little guy right here. Alright. Let's set this aside just for the moment. So, I suppose if you're like me, you learned a lot about how to work on these things, how to work on radios, various radios, other things. And one of the things the guys use a lot that you hear about is Gojo, a hand cleaner. But I'll tell you, this cleans. I've used it on a lot of stuff, and it works really well. So, you know, I just get this stuff all over whatever I'm trying to clean here. Kind of work it in, and I'm going to use my toothbrush here in a second. And get into these little ridges on the volume switch here. This is certainly not difficult. I still see a little crud down in there, but you know what? I'm not going to try and make this too perfect. Okay. Let's see. Just a little quick rinse there to get that stuff off of there. You can see a lot of stuff in the water. This may not show very well on the camera, but I can tell that lots of junk came off. Yeah. So that's quite a bit better. And for what I'm trying to do today, which is just, you know, tidy something up a little bit, I think that's probably good enough. I don't know if you can see that particularly well, but okay. Goodbye for the Gojo. So for the surface of this, I use car care products from a group of guys called Chemical Guys, and they have various products, all kinds of detailing stuff and leather cleaning and so on and so forth. But one of the things they have is just this thing called Interior Clean, which I've used on my car for various things. And I tried a little sample test up here. It was very dirty. I don't know if this was just a shop radio or somebody smoked or what, but and it cleaned this all off. So I'm going to try that again across the front, and I'm going to get this wet. And I don't know again how well this will show, and I may have to get some Q-tips to get around this some of these little letters in here. Boy, I can just see a huge, I don't know, does that show? Can you see the difference between this and that? And look at the dirt that came off here. So that cleaned a lot of junk off. Yep. Very nice. So there's probably other products that can do this, and you may have some better suggestions. But to keep me from buying 2 sets of cleaner for radios and one for a set for my car, why I find this is a really good. It kind of smells citrusy, but there's probably a ton of stuff out there that would just do the job just as well. So now you get to watch me do this for about 30 or 40 minutes probably. I will, of course, shorten the time because it's not very exciting, but I can tell you, it just, again, it may not show up very well, but it sure makes a difference. I can just see a huge difference, and I am going to have to go rescue some Q-tips to get down in some of these areas to get this clean. So let me work on it a little bit, and then we'll get back and talk about some other stuff. Okay, so we're back. My my good digital SLR decided to kind of stop working. So both of these views today are going to be with smartphones. So we'll see how that turns out. It might be okay. The sound might be a little weird, but I used this spray. I sprayed on here various places, used a brush to go through here and clean all this up. Again, if it may look like nothing went around these edges. These were very dirty. This whole thing was really dirty. So I started playing around also with the finish. This is, again, very dull, very dirty. So I played with the ends here using same sort of car care products. This sort of material, I don't know what you call it exactly. Very similar to probably what I've had on the inside of some of my cars, you know, for consoles and that sort of thing. So I'm going to do the same thing here for the top and the strap, and let's see if we pick up some dirt. Boy, I could tell already. Yeah, can you? I don't know if you can see that, but let's get a cleaner spot and try again here. Also, my workbench makes a noise. Can you hear that? I'll have to work on that. So not bad, not bad. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did here before. I'm just going to go around the rest of this radio that I haven't done and just do this exact same thing. Use this product to sort of get, gosh, that's dirty, to get all the dirt and grime off. And then when I get the dirt and grime off, I'm going to come back, and this is another car care product from Chemical Guys, and this just happens to be a dressing that will sort of, it's satin sort of thing, and it'll sort of put a nice finish on it, maybe a little protectant, so it'll last a little longer with a nice look to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll talk some more. Okay, let's go ahead and put a little bit of this Silk Shine dressing on here. And just see how this, again, this might be hard to see, but it puts a little shine on there, and I'd have to read this long list of ingredients, but probably adds a little protectant to this, and maybe, I don't want to say oils, but some of the stuff that helps feed this material a little bit, so it'll stay nicer longer. And I kind of did this on some of the sides and back before. This does have an earphone plug. I don't have an earphone for it, but, and really it's amazing, and this thing is filthy, but these little clips aren't worn, and there's no corners that are all beat up. Kind of amazing that it survived this long. So anyway, that's kind of the exterior clean, except for, and again, I don't know how well it shows, but these raised parts here on the grill and here and down here with this lettering was all gold. It cleaned up a little bit, but still doesn't look very good. So I'm going to try and experiment here in just a second to put some gold back on there and see if it kind of brings this up a little bit. And I think for just a way to kill some time on an afternoon, that may be all the love that this little guy deserves. Alright, so I put this little, I also used some of that same cleaner and cleaned up this little plastic protector, put it back in, screwed it down, so it's in its place. And I'm going to put the, I'm not going to try and run it on batteries today, but I might try that someday, so I'm going to put that back where it belongs. And so much for that. All right, so I'm going to try a little bit of this, kind of see how it works. So at a local hobby craft store, this is a gold pen used for calligraphy, but it has a, I don't know which phone can see it better, but a little flat sort of tip on it. And I'm just going to try a little section here and see what it looks like. And if I'm careful, you know, like right there, I got a little paint down below. But if I'm careful with this, I should be able to just paint this ridge. And it may not be the exact color of gold that was down there before, but I think the difference in color to highlight these raised parts, that'll just make it look like it's new again. I bet I'm going to have to do this once and then go back around it again. That's kind of what it's looking like. So little tiny indentation right there where you are on the tuning dial. Hope you can see this. I can tell a difference, but see, every time I fall off that edge, I'm getting a little paint down there. I don't want to do that. Well, so I may end up spending more time on this than I planned on, because I think I might have to let this dry and then probably do it again to make it look covered. We'll see. And I won't make you watch this whole operation. Let's just try this real quick. Yeah, see, that's I'm gonna need better light in here too. That's going to be much better. All right. So again, I'm going to make you watch just a little more. Damn. One little move off of there, and get the gold paint off the edge. Okay. So this is going to take a little time. This is going to take a lot of time, actually. So we won't make you... Dadgum. I'm going to need to go slow, too, so I don't come off of these raised areas and get paint on the surface.
In at KIXZ. Love being on there. Thank you very much, people.
Knee arthritis. The resulting pain can feel debilitating, keeping you from...
All right.
Consider a surgeon
So,
who works with makeup. Makeup technology helps doctors...
I'm not completely happy with the way this gold turned out, but it's not bad. These raised letters are now all gold again. And plays pretty well. It's not much, but you know, this was a freebie and makes a nice little radio.
Predictable.
And got a little more love than it deserved, but there you go. So that's the way to kill a couple hours on an old radio. So thanks for watching, and we will be back next time with a different project. Bye-bye.
The other guys who just throw it away. Before limbs fall, give Rickard a call. 272-6111 and at fixmytree.com.
February 16th at the new Skyline Event Center, Tulsa Osage Casino Hotel presents the Goo Goo.
If you enjoyed my videos, I hope you'll like and subscribe. And please don't forget to click on the little bell button so you'll be notified anytime I post a new video.